From the Daily Wire, Target's sales have declined after backlash to its Pride Month collection earlier this year. The company announced on Wednesday Target's quarterly sales sank for the first time in 6 years, falling 5.4% in the second quarter, which ended July 29th compared to the same period last year, according to the company's second quarter earnings report. Online sales fell nearly twice as much, 10.5%, Target said. The company also said the number of transactions and the average dollar amount of a transaction fell this past quarter. Target's total revenue of $24.8 billion was 4.9% lower than last year. The Minneapolis-based retail behemoth said that because of recent sales trends, it has lowered its overall sales and profit expectations for the whole year. Of course, as you know, back in May, Target faced backlash over its Pride collection, which included a kid's swimsuit with a tag reading, "Thoughtfully fit on multiple body types and gender expressions." And we know about the satanic stuff and the pronoun stuff and all the rest of it. Target spokeswoman Kayla Castaneda said, quote, in late May, "Given these volatile circumstances, we're making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior." So that was back in May. But on Wednesday, the Target Chief Growth Officer, Christina Hennington, said that the sales were impacted by the, quote, "strong reaction to this year's Pride assortment." And she says, "The reaction is a signal for us to pause, adapt, and learn." So this is, should be, needless to say, a major victory. And, you know, having Target, I mean, there's the sales hit they took, but also a statement like that from a company like Target, only they're saying it because of backlash from our side. I mean, that rarely happens. So in almost every case, if you got a company like Target and they issue a statement saying, it's time for us as a company to adapt and learn and educate ourselves. In almost every case, even if you have no context, you don't know what they're talking about, and you hear a company put out a statement like that, you just assume that, the left must be mad at them for something if they're promising to adapt and learn and educate. But in this case, no, they're saying it's because of us. It's because we said we don't want this disgusting stuff right in front of our kids. And now Target is saying, well, we need to learn. It's a learning moment for us. That represents them bending the knee to us for change. And you could always point out, well, they still have the Pride stuff. They didn't even get rid of it at the time. They moved it to the back of the store. You know, do I think that come Pride Month next year that they're going to have no Pride merchandise at all, that there's going to be no rainbows? No, of course they're still going to have some of that stuff. But they're going to tamp it down considerably. And they're going to do it because we demanded it. That is a victory. Before giving our dog rough greens, he was so sad and lazy. He wasn't getting the nutrients he needed. Now he's happier and healthier. My team keeps joking that we need to sign him up for one of those speed course dog shows. You know, we stand around joking about my dog. I talk about my dog all the time. So that joke was made about my dog when I'm always talking about my dog. Anyway, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, the founder of Rough Greens, is focused on improving the health of every dog in America. Little did I know, before I got Rough Greens, dog food is dead food. Everybody knows that nutrition isn't brown, it's green. Let Rough Greens boost your dog's food back to life. Rough Greens is a supplement that contains all necessary vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega oils, digestive enzymes, and antioxidants that your dog needs. You don't have to go out and buy new dog food. You just sprinkle Rough Greens on their food every day. Dog owners everywhere are raving about Rough Greens. It supports healthy joints, improves bad breath, boosts energy levels, so much more. We are what we eat, and that goes for dogs too. Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black is so confident Rough Greens will improve your dog's health. He's offering my listeners a free Jumpstart trial bag so you and your dog can try it. A free Jumpstart trial bag can be at your door in just a few business days. Go to roughgreens.com/Matt or call 844-ROUGH-700. That's ruffgreens.com/Matt or call 844-ROUGH-700 today. Now, Target is not Bud Light in that they're not going to be totally destroyed by this. Like, Bud Light is in shambles. They're just in ruins. The brand is in ruins permanently. Probably not the case for Target, but they've lost millions and millions of dollars. And that matters. It really matters. And I think the damage for them it will also be long-term, if not permanent. I mean, I can tell you that I'm never going back to Target. My family's not going back there, and I know plenty of people who say the same. And the problem for Target is that, like with so many of these companies and products, you use the product, or you go to this particular store or this brand or whatever, and you do it reflexively because it's just like part of your routine. So for a lot of people, and this was always the big hurdle when all this first happened with Target, and I remember I was talking about the boycott, of course, pushing for the boycott, and I said at the time, the big hurdle we have to get over here is that, like, this is just a part of people's lives, part of their routine. Oh, you go to Target 3 times a week. And to get people to develop different habits, to get consumers to develop different habits in response to your boycott campaign is very, very difficult. But we succeeded. And a lot of people have developed. And so you spend a couple, you think, well, I go to Target 3 times a week. It's right down the road from me. It's going to be a big hassle if I cut Target out. Well, then you do it and you realize that, okay, yeah, I don't really need to go to Target. There's like a million other places I could go. I don't need to go to Target. And you spend a couple months not going to Target, and then it's like, why would I start going now? I obviously am surviving just fine. And it hasn't even been a great inconvenience, it turns out. So that's a big problem for Target now, is that it's not just the boycott anymore. It's that consumers have, a sizable chunk of consumers have developed different consumer habits to get around Target. And why would they stop now? And all of this really matters, and it matters because no matter what anyone tells you, when it comes down to it, the old cliche still applies. Money talks. And these businesses, they want to make money. They need to make money. Okay, this is not any big revelation. The woke virtue signaling, the pride stuff. Why do they do that? Well, they do it for ideological reasons. They do it because the people running these companies, they really do hate their conservative customers, and they hate conservatives in general. And so there's some real feeling behind it on their part, and some real contempt. And yeah, that's part of it. They do it for their ESG scores. They do it for different reasons, but ultimately, it always boils down to money. It does, and it's marketing. That's what it is. All these other things are contributing factors, but for so many years, the companies really leaned into pride and rainbows and gay whatever and all that, and they really did that because they figured this is great marketing and we make money off of it. All the other stuff, those are just, that's all peripheral. So what these companies are now discovering is that it's not that simple. It's not that simple. I mean, at a minimum, it's not that simple. This is not necessary. This is not going to be a simple thing where you just throw the rainbows all over the place, and it's a good marketing opportunity for you and all that. And it's not going to be that way. Like, there's a real cost when you decide to go that direction as a brand, and there's a real risk involved. That's the message that these companies and these brands have now absorbed. And they're looking at Target, and they're looking at Bud Light, and they're realizing that, okay, if we do this, there's a risk. Like, we stand to lose millions of dollars. Does that mean they're all going to stop doing it? No. But they understand that there is a risk, and that is a significant victory for the right in the culture war. I mean, it actually is hard to overstate what a victory it actually is. And there's no reason to relent, no reason to let up. We absolutely should not. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.